So whenever you rim a glass, you always rim the back half of the glass. So that if the garnish starts at 2 o'clock, it would be from 2 o'clock to what, 8 o'clock or whatever it is. So it goes around the back half of the rim. Why? Because if a guest doesn't like salt on their margarita, or they don't like chipotle chili powder, they can just drink off the front and enjoy it. We put the garnish at 2 o'clock because most of our guests are right-handed. They can pick it up and squeeze it in there without it bumping into their nose. If they like it, they can rotate the cocktail around and sip off the rim and get that chipotle chili powder. Excellent question. The back half of the rim. We never do a full rim, we do a half rim. So guys, here's the thing. We must factor in our garnish into the balance. Acid, sugar, and alcohol. Acid, sugar, and alcohol. I make my cocktails slightly sweet on purpose because most people like that just the way it is. But if you're like this guy, no problem. By the way, fess up. I'm not your dad. Fess up. Do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
Good. Excellent. Glad. Don't do it. Don't start. Don't start. Right. Well, give him. Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
If you smoke, know this. Smokers tend to have far more acidic palates, and things are perceived as much sweeter than they actually are. So they like more lime juice, more acidity to balance it out. So what I say this to you because if you know your guest is a smoker, add a little bit more lime and bring it slightly out of balance, out of the flavor zone, and it'll probably be just perfect for them. They'll be like, oh, that's delicious. But most of our guests don't smoke these days, so let's make it that way, and it's in the flavor zone. Remember what I said, it doesn't have to taste identical every time, it just has to taste delicious every single time. Adjust it into the flavor zone, that strike zone, right? Sweet and salt are the opposite ends of that balanced rainbow. Savory and sweet, yeah. That's 2 down, and that's now all of a sudden, this is the guy who thought it was a little sweet, now all of a sudden it's a really great drink.
It's a good drink. I like the mezcal to it.
Great.
Very good.
Good. All right, that's 2 for 2. I like the odds. If, the math is adding up. Let's do another cocktail. Let's do the Bulleit Julep. The Bulleit Julep. We're going to be using Bulleit bourbon. How does this tie into the mafia? Well, Bulleit. We're also using Bulleit bourbon. Tell me what are my ingredients in the Bulleit Julep? All right, that's all right. We're going to work with this. It's fine. So, guys, somebody tell me how to make this.
So you're going to start with your simple.
Okay, simple syrup.
1.25 ounces of it.
Ounce and a quarter. Thank you very kindly. So 1.25 ounces. There's 3/4 of an ounce and 1/2 ounce. That works. What's next?
You do 1 ounce of fresh lime juice.
1 ounce of fresh lime juice. Okay.
Squeeze our lime.
Okay, what's next?
And do 1/2 ounce of Hennessy.
1/2 ounce of Hennessy. That's my modifying spirit. All right, no problem. 1/2 ounce. And remember, the original mint julep was made with Hennessy, right? It was made with cognac, right? And we switched over when it became so expensive. So we switched over to bourbon after the fact. So now I'm using bourbon as a base and cognac as a modifying spirit. Let's see how that tastes. How much of this?
1.5 ounces.
1.5 ounces? Okay. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm sorry. I apologize. This particular recipe is a little busted. I'm gonna go ahead and tweak that. It should have been 1.5 ounces of alcohol. So 1 ounce of Bulleit and 1/2 ounce of Hennessy. All right, that's okay. We'll balance it out. I just know that I made a mistake on that. That should have been 4 ounces. A rocks glass should be a 4-ounce cocktail. A highball should be a 5-ounce cocktail. If it's in a Nick and Nora or a smaller glass, it should be a 3-ounce cocktail. 3 ounces of liquid, and then you shake it down and dilute it, and then it becomes twice as much, almost. Yeah. Okay. So what else?
2 sprigs of mint.
Oh yeah. You know what I forgot to do? My bad. I should have. Before I added my booze, I should muddle my mint. So once I got my mixers in there, then I muddle my mint. But it's okay. I'm just going to pour a little less out there because I don't want the leaves swishing all over the place because you can't get leverage on them. But it's okay. I just poured some into the cheater tin, and now I have less liquid in there. I just want to extract all those oils in there. All right. So the first thing I want to do is pick out a nice sprig, and that's going to be my garnish. Then I'm going to. Well, that's even nicer. Wow. Okay. That's going to be my garnish. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to take about 5 or 6 large leaves or 4, up to 10 small leaves. That's about right. And maybe a little bit more just because I can. I want that. And we'll put that in there. And now I'm going to take my muddle stick. And the idea here is to crush and twist. We're bruising those mint leaves and extracting those oils. Now, if I make a mint tea and I take the tea bag and I leave it in the hot water for more than a couple of minutes, if I leave it in there for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, what happens to the tea? Anybody know? It gets bitter. Same is true with ethanol if you leave fresh mint leaves in there. So we don't want the leaves in there too long. We're going to go ahead and muddle it. First thing I do, rinse off my muddle stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my ice. And where's my glass? We're using a rocks glass. So add ice to that. Put this in here. Shake it, don't fake it, and smile. So just FYI, when I'm shaking down a cocktail in this moment, there's really nothing else I can be doing. I can't be multitasking, doing other things. So I'm just sitting here and I'm being extra loud. And when you start shaking and people are talking in the bar and they hear this, they hear the noise, they just naturally look over. And if you're thinking about your dead dog, you're like, people are like, that poor guy, man, what's going on? If you're smiling, they're like, oh, that guy's smiling. He loves his job. She loves her job. This is great. They're happy, you're happy. And it also makes you feel better about your dead dog. So smile and I shook that one extra hard because I put too much alcohol in there. I knew I did. But I want to make a little bit of an adjustment. Let me shake that a little bit more. And now, should be just right. I'm going to go ahead and I don't have time to make 2 or 3 adjustments. We make one adjustment, we kick it out and put it in the glass. The whole idea is just to get it closer into the flavor zone. Okay, I'm not going to over pour this one. Lift up, pull away. And then I'm going to take my garnish. Snap off the twig there, yeah. Now one thing you can do with your mint, give it a nice little spanking, right? All that does is release all those aromatics. I'm going to take out those bottom 2 leaves and I'm going to stick it in there. That way I haven't touched their drink. And then where's that a lime wedge? Thank you. This will be pre-cut with a turtleback. Thank you. The turtleback's going to go right there on the edge, and then I'm going to take 2 straws and I'll put those in front. So when stacking up garnishes, always think about functionality. So my mint is on the back side because it's for aromatics. The limes I can squeeze in there, but everyone wants to drink that cocktail. So it goes straws, lime, mint in that order. Look at that presentation. Does that look like something you'd want to be served? Do you tell me? That looks like a piece of art right there. It looks cool. It looks like a palm tree.
Looks like a piece of art there.
It looks like a piece of, not for nothing, but